Your thoughts on Mr. Alan Chastanet?
Alan is someone that I know well, so he's a personal friend, and I would just hope, Alan as a younger person is also a little more impetuous, and but I believe that he will, if he won, he would be guided by others that would not let him do things.
You can have Alan in your cabinet, but you've got to be able to ensure that there's somebody above him who can say no. This is not going to work.
Some people might say he's reckless.
In the private sector, you can afford to be more reckless. You're dealing sometimes with your money or the money of maybe a small group of people. You can take certain decisions that backfire, and maybe a company goes bankrupt. But you're dealing with a country, and you're dealing with 170,000 people. You can't afford to make those reckless decisions.
Alan Chastanet, I believe, he doesn't understand the common man.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. He doesn't understand the common man. He doesn't understand the common St. Lucian way of living. And it's no fault of his. It's no fault of his because of his pedigree. When policies and programs are put together, he starts from up here. Mm-hmm. He starts up here because he doesn't understand down here.
Right.
And that's the reason why you see that a lot of the programs and projects that he has implemented over the years, over the 5 years, very few, are not for the people down here.
I've always told people, rural people especially, and what I would call the downtrodden, or the people who have the least opportunities. The guys at the 1% at the top, they don't need me to help them. If they need a lawyer, they're going to get one. They know where to get one, they'll pay for it. If they need a doctor, they'll fly to Martinique or Miami and get their medication and get taken care of. It is the little guy who is always struggling, and yet for some reason or another, these are the people who tend to be so infatuated with color and a little money that they tend to vote along those lines and then pay for it in a huge way going down the road. And I think it's important for us to recognize that we must understand the psychology of the people who are running this organization.
And Nickens, not one of people who want to sit by and to say, la gouvernement, Mr. Minister. See, some people like that.
Same set of people that get in the food every day. Watch hungry people they have on the road there. Watch them. Hungry people that need food. You hear that? And they're taking all the food and they're bringing it at their home. A selected few, they said, that gets in food.
A gouvernement porte sabao, and people have to sit on the side of the road with their children and suffer the indignity of a handout. This is not how you build a nation. Do you know what it is for a child to recover from that image of sitting hungry on the side of the road waiting for a van to pass with a massy bag? You cannot recover from the psychological damage of that. And it is time for us to stop putting our people in that position.
He said our idea of helping the poor is to subsidize rice, flour, and sugar. He forgot that. He said so on a program. He was criticizing us for saying that. And now you want to say we must do it after we do it already.
We're subsidizing people by reducing the price of rice, flour, and sugar. But everybody's benefiting from it. But not everybody needs it.
We can no longer continue to subsidize all sections of society under the guise of protecting the poor.
We have this idiotic process, honestly, where we subsidize rice, flour, and sugar and say we're helping poor people. Have you heard that statement?
Of course, yeah.
Okay? So if somebody can't afford to buy rice, flour, and sugar, getting it at a cheaper price, you think that's helping them? But meanwhile, everybody benefits from the subsidy? That we're reducing or taking off VAT on items. To help whom? Who are you helping?
But you know, what will happen to him? What will happen to him is history will come back to haunt him. You call the poor medicants. You call them medicants. You said yes.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, again, I'm going to ask the member to withdraw that statement. I have never referred to poor people as being mendicants.
I mean, I can sit here and allow some of the other stuff to take place.
You said...
But the fact is, I have never once...
You never used the word mendicants?
Huh?
You didn't use the mendicants?
Not to describe a poor person.
What are you describing? Who are you describing?
Your business.
Who are you describing?
I'm going to tell you.
Exactly.
You tell me. You're the one quoting me.
You said...
You're the one quoting me.
You said...
I never
that
said...
the mendicants... And you also said that the lady who bought the land... The lady who bought the land...
Unless the member had any proof...
The lady who bought the land...
asking him to withdraw the
The lady who bought the land at Banan, you said she was a non-entity. Yes. You didn't say that either.
Business-wise, she's a non-entity.
Exactly. You understand? What you do is that you just, when you caught, instead of getting the money, listen to me, that is something I should have said.
Member Castro, yes, Member.
Mr. Speaker, again, the member is misleading the House. Okay, if he wants to remember when I spoke about mendicants, I said that he is making the people in this country mendicants and his policies. And with the lady who bought the property, that she was a non-entity as a business person. And we've clarified that. But if you want to continue to do and make those kind of things, but I'm going to, from now on, Mr. Speaker, every single time that there's a misquote, like him, I'm going to stand up and ask for that statement to be withdrawn because it's not a factually correct statement. I never called people mendicants.
Not one of mendicants, not one of people who want to sit by and to say, la gouvernement, Mr. Minister. See, some people like that.
And when people need help, but guess what? Help for you is that somebody burnt their house down or somebody had an accident and you got to go and help them on an individual basis. That's the mendicant mentality that we must get out of.
For Chastanet, there are only two types of people: the haves and the have-yachts.
Thank you.